Hello, I'm Apryl Morin from EduQuencher. Welcome and thank you for joining this training on the Summer Program Builder. This session is for leaders who are not just looking for ideas, but for a practical way to build a summer program that is actually organized, effective, and sustainable. If you're starting a program or strengthening one that already exists, the goal is not to create something that simply fills time. The goal is to build an experience that's purposeful for students, manageable for staff, clear for families, and strong enough to improve over time. This training is built around that idea. The Summer Program Builder is not just a collection of templates, it's a planning and execution framework that helps leaders move from vision to launch to reflection to continuous improvement. One of the most important things to understand is that summer programs often succeed or fail before the first day even begins. Most programs don't struggle because people lack passion. They struggle because key decisions were either not made too late, or made without clarity. Leaders sometimes jump quickly into activities, schedules, field trips, and staffing, but they've not yet identified the real foundation of the program. They've not yet clarified, why does the program exist? Who is it serving? What does success look like? Who owns which decisions? And what systems need to be in place before launch? As a result, the programs open with confusion already built in. Staff are unclear. Families get mixed messages. Materials are incomplete. Routines are weak. Students feel inconsistency. What looks like a problem during summer is often really a planning problem from weeks earlier. That's why this framework begins with the design and the sequencing, not just implementation. If you are starting a summer program, this is where you begin. Not with a calendar, not with a flyer, and not with a list of activities. You begin with purpose. You need to be able to answer clearly and specifically, who is this program for? What need are we trying to meet? And what should be different for students by the end of the program? Are you focusing on academic recovery, enrichment, student engagement, social connection, family support, readiness for the next grade, or some combination of these? That answer matters because purpose drives every major decision that follows. It shapes your staffing model, your daily schedule, the type of activities you include, your communication to families, your enrollment strategy, and the evidence you collect. When purpose is unclear, the program becomes a mix of disconnected good intentions. When purpose is clear, the program becomes more strategic. Starting leaders often feel pressure to build everything at once, but clarity of purpose helps narrow the work and keep the program coherent. After purpose comes sequence. One of the greatest values of the Summer Program Builder is that it helps leaders do the work right in the right order. That matters because not every task has the same urgency. Early in the planning cycle, leaders should be deciding the scope of the program, which students it's designed to serve, what sites or space will be used, what staffing model looks like, and who is leading the major areas of work. Once that is clear, leaders can move into structure, schedules, enrollment flow, family communication, budget alignment, and resource planning. Closer to launch, the focus should shift to readiness, confirming materials, training staff, testing routines, clarifying daily procedures, and making sure families know what to expect. During implementation, leaders need systems for problem solving, monitoring, and communication. After the program ends, they need time to capture what worked, what broke down, and what should change next time. If you're starting a program, one of the smartest things you can do is resist the urge to treat every task like it belongs in the same week. Sequence reduces panic, strengthens ownership, and gives the team a clearer path forward. Many people assume program design means building a daily schedule. But a strong summer program is more than a schedule. A schedule tells people what happens when. A program model explains why the day is designed the way it is, how each part supports the overall purpose. For example, if your goal is student engagement and readiness, then the flow of the day should reflect that. The balance between academic support, enrichment, movement, transitions, relationship building, and routines needs to feel intentional. This is especially important for leaders starting new programs because it's very easy to create a day that is full but not coherent. A full day is not automatically a meaningful day. You want each part of the schedule to work together so students experience consistency, momentum, and purpose. You also want the design to work for staff, not against them. If transitions are too rushed, materials are too complicated, or expectations are unclear, the design will create strain rather than support. Strong program design means building a student experience and an adult workflow that both make sense. This slide matters because execution is where many promising programs begin to unravel. Leaders often spend time on what they want to offer, but not enough time on what they want to be true from what they're offering to run well every day. Strong execution depends on systems. Staff need role clarity. There needs to be a plan for communication, attendance, transitions, materials, student needs, safety, and family questions. Someone needs to know who handles what when issues come up. Someone also needs to know where to go for supplies, how decisions are communicated, how schedule changes are handled, and how problems get escalated. If you're starting a program, this is where discipline matters. Do not assume people will just figure it out. Write it down, clarify it, rehearse it. Operational excellence is not separate from student experience. It's part of the student experience. Families experience it when communication is clear. Staff experience it when the day feels organized. Students experience it when adults are prepared and the environment feels stable. A program can have a great vision and still feel weak if its operating systems underneath are not strong. Once the program begins, leadership becomes very active. At that point, the question is no longer just whether you planned well. The question becomes whether you're leading well in real time. Strong leaders stay close enough to the work to see what's happening, but not so reactive that they create confusion. They monitor engagement. They check how staff are doing. They notice where the day is dragging, where transitions are breaking down, where students need more support, and where communication needs to be tightened. For someone starting a program, this is an important mindset shift. You're not just overseeing a schedule, you're shaping the daily experience. That means building routines for quick check-ins, using simple ways to gather observations, and problem solving while protecting consistency. Staff need to know that leadership is present, calm, and responsive. Students need an environment that feels steady and predictable. Real-time leadership is what keeps a good plan from falling apart under pressure. One of the smartest things a leader can do is build improvement into the program while it's still happening. Too many teams wait until the end of the summer to ask what worked. But by then, the opportunity to strengthen the live experience has already passed. During the program, leaders should be paying attention to participation, attendance patterns, student engagement, family response, staff observations, and operational friction points. They should be asking simple but useful questions. Are students engaged? Are routines working? Where are we losing time? What is confusing families? What is putting strain on staff? What needs to be simplified? If you're starting a program, make improvement a weekly discipline, not an end-of-the-season event. That does not mean overcomplicating things so much with data. It means watching what matters and using evidence to make practical adjustments. A high-quality program is not one that never needs revision. It's one that's led by people who notice what needs to change and act on it quickly. The true test of leadership is not whether you can pull off one decent summer, it's whether you can build something that gets stronger over time. Sustainability comes from capturing learning, preserving systems, and making sure next year's team does not have to reinvent everything. If you're starting a new program, think now about what you will save for later. What decisions should be documented? What tools should be reused? What routines should become standard practice? What partnerships need to be maintained? What staffing lessons need to be remembered? Strong leaders also make space for celebration. That is not fluff. Celebration helps teams recognize progress, see impact, and stay motivated. Reflection matters just as much. If nothing is documented, the program ends and the learning disappears with it. Sustainable programs are built by leaders who treat the end of the season as the beginning of the next planning cycle. The templates in this guide are valuable because they turn strategy into action. Starting a program often feels overwhelming because there are many moving parts, and leaders can get stuck trying to hold everything in their heads. Templates solves that problem because creating a place to capture decisions, align the team, and make the work visible helps. Some templates help define the vision and purpose of the program. Others support daily schedules, weekly planning, activity design, supply and material tracking, impact monitoring, and evaluation. The point is not just to fill out forms. The point is to create shared tools that improve clarity for execution. Templates also help prevent drift. They give leaders a structure for making decisions and keeping the team grounded in what they agreed upon. If you use the templates consistently, they become more like paperwork. They become the operating system that helps the program run with more alignment, less confusion, and stronger follow-through. As we move towards the close, I want to bring all of this together in a way that's useful for someone actually getting started. A strong summer program is not built by trying to impress people with lots of moving parts. It's built by getting the fundamentals right. Start by defining the purpose, then build the plan in sequence. Design the student experience carefully. Strengthen the operational systems underneath it. Lead closely enough during implementation. Improve while the program is live. And document enough learning that the cycle starts stronger next year. If you're beginning from scratch, focus first on 5 things: who the program is for, what success should look like, who owns each area of the work, what must be ready before launch, and how you will collect feedback once the program starts. Those 5 areas alone will strengthen the quality of your planning. Then use the Builder tools to help your team move from ideas into action. This is how leaders create programs that are not just active, but effective. As we close, I want to leave you with this. A strong summer program is built through clear, disciplined decisions made in the right order. If you are just getting started, begin by getting clear on who the program is for, what outcomes matter most, who is leading each part of the work, what must be ready before launch, and how you will know if the program is working. I would also encourage leaders to think carefully about where outside support can strengthen the program. Summer planning often focuses on schedules, staffing, and activities, but many programs also need stronger academic support built into the model. That is where EduQuencher can really add value. EduQuencher can support summer programming through tutoring and homework help, giving school another layer of academic reinforcement for students who need targeted support, extra practice, or help closing learning gaps. That support can strengthen intervention time, provide small group or individualized help, and extend learning beyond the core summer day. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you lead with purpose, assign ownership early, create clear routines as problems arise, and use the tools with your team to continue to build a fantastic summer program.